Greetings, 8 Dates family. We want to thank you for sharing your perspective after every session by filling out our survey. We listen to you, we hear you, and we appreciate your encouragement. And sometimes we get comments or suggestions that we really feel like we should address after the session is over. In everything that we do in family wellness and in the Orthodox Church, we want to keep our eyes on Christ. Every conversation should be Christ-centered. And under this topic of sex and intimacy, a husband and wife share this sacred, beautiful gift. And we want you to know that there are no topics that you cannot discuss as a couple. Really important that when George shared about conflict, the goal is mutual understanding. And under this umbrella of sex and intimacy in a Christian marriage, it's about mutual understanding. So now I'm going to introduce to you Dr. Nikki Frousakis. She is the newest member of our Family Wellness Ministry team. And she is sharing a short reflection, responding to a few of the comments that were shared after our session on sex and intimacy.
In our last session, Father Vasily spoke about the desire gap many couples experience over the lifetime of their marriage. The gap being when one partner is desiring physical intimacy more frequently than the other. Father Vasily shared about the deep emotional impact this can have on men, and our video highlighted the various things that can contribute to this gap, such as feeling emotionally disconnected or not feeling seen. The one thing we did not highlight, however, is when the desire gap is flipped. That is, when us wives are desiring physical intimacy more frequently than our husbands. Look, research studies repeatedly show that, on average, men desire physical intimacy more often than women. That is, on average. If you dig a little further, these same studies tell us that there is a wide range of preferences within the grouping of all men and within the grouping of all women. What this means is that while on average most men desire X amount of physical intimacy, there are many who desire it more frequently than that, and many who desire it less frequently than the average. This same goes for women. While as a whole, women report they desire less physical intimacy than the average man, there are plenty of women who prefer even less and plenty who prefer much more. I share all this because more and more women are feeling brave enough to share with us that in their marriages, they desire a higher frequency of physical intimacy than their husbands, and they have a lot of thoughts and feelings about that. Specifically, they tend to have a lot of negative thoughts and feelings about something that is actually normal. If you are a wife on the higher end of that preferences range, and you pair up with the love of your life who happens to be on the average to lower end of the men's range of preferences, you'll experience a gap. That gap might be small, or it might be sizable. The problem is these gaps can be really confusing to women because they've been told all their lives that your husband is going to want this more than you. Beyond the obvious feelings of rejection if I initiate and my partner says no again, this confusion can lead to deep feelings of shame. As I remind couples in my practice, shame is the bad guy here, not you and not your partner. Shame can lead women to wonder things like, what's wrong with me? Am I not attractive enough? Am I weird for wanting more? Am I too much? This way of thinking can trigger us to begin hiding our wants and needs, preventing us from being fully seen and known by our husbands, and making both of us feel more and more disconnected. All too often, the shame is so unbearable that we turn it outward, and we become critical of our partners. We might think or say things like, what's wrong with him that he doesn't want it more? Ouch, that's the shame talking. Let's call the shame out and meet it with tremendous compassion and vulnerability. Don't let it make you hide or turn your words mean. Bring it to your partner. Together, hold it kindly and be curious about each other's experience. That's the antidote to shame: compassion, curiosity, and connection.